So you don't
I'm the one
believe there
that
should
is
be
in.
any social distancing? You don't believe
Of
that this
course,
is
I
a...
believe there should be. Of course. I'm a
Okay, how do you do that in a
rational.
casino?
That's up to them to figure out.
That's up to them to figure out. That was Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman saying that, hey, you know what we should do would be a great idea. Let's open up Vegas. Let's open up all the casinos, right, and get all those people packed into there and playing the one-armed bandits and let the casinos figure out how to make it safe. Oh, because it's a fantastic idea. I mean, if you're pro-coronavirus, then yes, that's a fantastic idea. If you want it to spread, I mean, sure, let's just let the companies do whatever they want, self-regulate, and that will, of course, always turn out well because we have a long history of having this happen. So now let me give you more context here because the interview ran for quite some time. I wish I could show you everything that she said because it was just one insane thing after another. But I did put together a couple of more clips here. And so let's dive into what she would do if she were the owner, if she were a business owner in Vegas. Let's take a look.
I don't own a casino. I don't know anything
Wait a
about
minute,
building
wait a
a
minute, wait a minute.
casino.
I'm sorry. You're the mayor of Las Vegas, and
Yes.
you want casinos to be open, even though you have no authority, thankfully, over
Yes.
casinos. But
Yes.
you say open them up, but you have no responsibility about how that would be done
No,
safely?
you're blurring. No, you're blurring.
You said it's
I'm
not your
going
job.
there. I am not a private owner of a hotel. I wish I were. And I would have the cleanest hotel with 6 feet figured out for every human being comes in there.
If you can't figure out how to do this safely, why, as mayor of a city that you were responsible for the people's safety, are you calling for something that you have no plan for how it would be done safely?
I am not a private owner. That's the competition in this country, the free enterprise, and to be able to make sure that what you offer the public meets the needs of the public. Right now, we're in a crisis health-wise, and so for a restaurant to be open or a small boutique to be open, they better figure it out. That's their job. That's not the mayor's job.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. But I just want to go back to when she says, well, look, I'm not a private. I wish I were a private owner. Well, then what's stopping you? Why the hell are you the mayor of Vegas? Go start a hotel chain. Obviously, as she just mentioned, it would be the safest and the cleanest hotel we've ever seen. And notice how Trumpian that is. It would be the safest. It would be the cleanest. We would figure out 6 feet. We would do that. But I'm not going to do that as the mayor. Then why are you mayor? And I know I did that whole thing with the Trump voice, but that's exactly what she sounds like. It's just the same kind of idiotic nonsense that we see from Donald Trump, the entire thing. And of course, look, she also mentioned, and this is the conservative mindset, right? Hey, look, the free market's going to take care of it. And so it's not a problem. I'm going to open up. I'm going to let them open up. They're going to do whatever they're going to do. Let them self-regulate, and they'll figure things out. And if something bad happens at one of them, well, they'll close down. The free market will take care of that. Except that it never happens that way. No, what's going to happen is they're going to open up, and then in about 2 weeks, maybe a little longer, maybe a little sooner, there will be a gigantic explosion at probably all of the major casinos. And then she's going to come out later. She'll be like, I had no idea that any of this was ever going to happen. Oh my God. I didn't know the virus could spread this fast. Oh my God. We need some help. Oh, but you could have known if you'd actually do your job. And what is your job? Your job is to protect the citizenry. Your job is to protect the public. The job of a corporation is not to look after the public. That's not their job. No, corporation's job is to make money. That's it. It's not to keep their workers safe. I know. I'm like blowing some heads here. Like heads are exploding, right? Because what are you talking about? No, they're an employee. Of course their job is supposed to look after the. No, it's not. No, A corporation's fiduciary responsibility is to maximize profit for shareholders. That's the job of a corporation. That's literally what they're created for, is to maximize profit. The job of the government is to create rules and enforce those rules so that corporations, can keep the citizens safe while they're at work. And so they send the rules down to the companies. The companies must adopt those rules, and then the government must enforce those rules. That's the point of having government. If the government's not doing that, then why does government exist in the first place? These conservatives have no idea why government should even be there. I guess that's why they keep wanting to get rid of it, because they don't know what it's supposed to do. And they think, oh no, corporations can do this all on their own. No, they can't. And if you leave it up to the company, and this is the problem, right, with this entire mindset, you leave it up to the company, what are they going to do? They're going to cut corners. They're going to save money. That's the whole point. Again, to save money, to cut corners, to do whatever they need to do to maximize profit. And if that compromises safety, well, I mean, that's your problem, right? I guess the market will shut that whole thing down. No, you need government to enforce and set rules. You need the mayor to actually do her freaking job. And look, okay, anyway. So now I'm going to show you one more video, and this is also insane. Because if it's not, the whole thing already wasn't crazy, she gets worse because of how horribly wrong she is. Take a look.
No, I'm not
We're
talking
back
about
to China. This isn't China.
Yeah,
this is Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow. Okay, that's really ignorant. This is a restaurant, and the
That's
yellow
ignorant to
circle.
say
That's an ignorant statement. That's a restaurant, and yes, it's in China, but there are human beings too. That yellow is a person who is asymptomatic and infected, and all those other red circles are other diners who that one diner passed the virus to. All those other people became infected in a restaurant that had air conditioning, and they believe it was the air conditioning which helped the virus spread to all those other people.
You remember the Legionnaire's disease in 1976 in Philadelphia came all through the air conditioning. You don't remember because you're younger.
I do remember.
Typhoid Mary. We're aware of this. We learned from history. Right. We've had Ebola. We've had the West Nile. We've had polio. We've had these horrific,
none of those were as
painful.
Infectious in Las Vegas. I mean, you didn't have people with Ebola on a casino floor. You know what? If you did,
we don't know that.
Well, yeah, you do, because if you had it,
neighbor.
Okay, so no, she goes into talking about her neighbor, right? Well, my neighbor died of West Nile because some idiot wouldn't, moved out and they didn't drain their pool. So it's totally the same thing as coronavirus, except it's not. I also love the first part. No, we don't live in China. Dude, he's trying to show you facts. The fact that how fast that this can spread in restaurants. Who cares if it's in China? The whole point is to prevent that from happening here by not opening up restaurants, and to show how fast and efficient this virus is, right? But no, China, whereas Anderson Cooper has to go and remind her, those are actual human beings as well, right? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, they're human beings. But again, to Ebola, right? So now Ebola is very deadly, right? We know that. More deadly than coronavirus, sure. The problem is, with making that comparison, Ebola is not as easy to spread, right? It's not quite as easy to get Ebola as it is with coronavirus, which again is an incredibly virulent, incredibly efficient, and contagious pathogen, right? A totally contagious virus. Again, it stays on surfaces for quite some time, and it's spread through respiratory droplets. Now, that can stay in the air for a short period of time and can be spread through, as Anderson Cooper mentioned, through air conditioning systems, recycled air. So if you're in a confined space and you're in a closed space and you're not doing, or even if you're doing social distancing, by the way, but you're still breathing in air from somebody who is asymptomatic and infected, well, then you can become infected The whole room can become infected fairly easily and then spread it to other places. That's just how it works. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so it's not the same at all. Not to mention, casino, you're going to have a lot of people touching a lot of different surfaces constantly. And so that's a huge problem. But all Goodman shows is that she is a deeply ignorant person. As Anderson Cooper said, that is an ignorant statement because she's an ignorant person. And I actually do think Anderson Cooper did an excellent interview here because he let her have it. He was done with all this misinformation and all this downright garbage. But here's the thing. They want this to reopen so badly. It's not just because, business, right? Well, yes, you do want business. You want people to go back to work. Okay. But you want them to go back and you want them to go back safely. If you're a mayor, that's what you should want. Like, yes, I want people to go back to work. I want the economy to recover, but we need to do it at a time frame of where we have reduced or eliminated the risk of transmitting COVID-19, right? This very virulent pathogen. That's what we should want to do. Their priorities now are, no, I'm not making money anymore, right? My donors aren't making money anymore, so I'm not getting money from them. And we really want to stop paying out unemployment benefits. We want to get people back to work so we don't have to pay for them anymore. And so, yes, let's get people back. Let's get people back because it's a win as soon as we get people back to work. Because you know what? I don't really care if people die. And that's it. I mean, they're gross people. Throwing away some of the lives of their constituents, right? Just to get the profit rolling back in is gross. Is absolutely gross. It's sick. And by the way, she also called Cooper an alarmist. Where have you heard that before? Oh, right. Climate change. Oh, you're being an alarmist again. God, why you got to be such an alarmist? It's not a big deal. It's just a virus. I mean, West Nile and Ebola and all that. I mean, God, man, these are incredibly stupid, gross people. And they're in power. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.